Put them on the damn board.
Now you want to talk about a company who has wiped their ass with their own body. They have used their hands to wipe the diarrhea off and then they wipe their ass with their hand and then decided to rub it all over the walls. Is what they've decided to do. That's what they've done. Not only has their company fallen, but their stocks have fallen as well. Whenever your company is shit and your stocks are shit, it's not a good recipe for success. Ubisoft used to be a name for great games like Rainbow Six, Tom Clancy. What was it? Division? Is that what it was? That one? Assassin's Creed. Early Assassin's Creed. But boy, they started hitting. But after about 2000, what you want to say? 21?
Well, first, Grant.
What did you say?
First,
go ahead.
Let's talk about Ubisoft when it comes to our podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think almost every other episode, if not 75 to 80% of our episodes, has Ubisoft mentioned in them.
Has a negative story. Not something that we've made up. Something that they've done.
It all started with, I guess, some other stuff, but the main focus was Assassin's Creed Shadows. Of them delaying the game, not once, twice.
But twice.
And their choice and their lies up front. And their, I guess, stealing other... I guess when it comes to the Japanese history, like when they stole the flag of this reenactment group in Japan and they put it on their collector's edition.
Then they put that, what was it, that temple symbol? Yeah.
A broken Torii gate, dude. I understand some people might not know history.
That is a symbol from Hiroshima.
I'm a World War II history buff. And I'm just, when it comes to that period, I'm a history buff on that. When I saw that Torii gate, broken, damaged Torii gate collector's edition item, I was like, surely this is just a joke or someone memeing something, right? Or making fun of Ubisoft. That was 100% fucking real. And then you're having a made up legendary samurai. He's a retainer. You're creating a legend. You're changing history. You know what? Let's go back some more because I want to talk about their historians they got for this game. That we talked about. Thomas Lockley, right?
Surely he's Japanese.
No, he's Great. All right, this guy came on an Ubisoft history podcast. They actually have those. He came on.
Do they really?
Listen, dude, because they talk of Assassin's Creed, how they try to incorporate real history. This guy came on one of their podcasts and was talking about the historical connection of, what was his name? Yasuke and all this stuff. And then when he was asked, you don't have any connection with Ubisoft when it came to their developing of the historical background for this game? He said no. But it turns out he was one of their main fucking sources for this game. And it was a white guy from the West.
I'm sure,
and then
when
he fell and he got... All right, so
it always is.
We're going to go through the lines here. Okay, so Thomas Lockley, this motherfucker disappeared when he got called out on his historical references of Yasuke and how he's a legendary samurai. Anyway, after that, Ubisoft was like, and all the game pubs were like, oh, fuck, what do we do? And then they pulled this, you know what, we need to find someone in Japan that can back our revision of history for this Assassin's Creed Shadows game. So they grabbed this Japanese guy, and everyone was like, okay, Japanese historian, right?
He got a little more clout.
This motherfucker turns out to be a damn communist. He's legit part of the Communist Party. Can't make this shit up for this guy. And then all that shit backfired. This was just...
Well, okay. So let's start from the top again. I did this in episode 4 of our podcast. I guarantee it. They want you to believe, and this is part of life. They came out and said that Yasuke was a legendary samurai. Okay, is the art of Bushin. Okay, but the thing is he's only trained for 12 months. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you train a martial arts for 12 months, you're not beating people who've trained their whole entire lives at all. Like his enemies, these samurai have been training since they were kids. They're adults. They've been training for 20, 30 years to be being a samurai. You just don't wake up and say, I'm a fucking samurai. Like I've studied, and the reason why I know is because I've done jiu-jitsu for 6 years. But let's just say this. Let's just say I did taekwondo for a year, right? And I walk into a random taekwondo dojo and I challenge the master. Oh yeah, I'm whooping I'm kicking the shit out of him, right? I'm beating the shit out of him, right? I'm going in there as a yellow belt at that time.
Because you said you were
orange belt.
You think you are?
I know, because I said I told it. I looked at him and said, "Sir,"
and everything, right?
I know. I looked at him and I said, "You know what, motherfucker? I trained for 12 months."
Well, the history written before you entered that studio, Grant, to challenge that black belt was that you were a black belt master. So obviously that has to be true.
Oh, yeah.
So that means in turn that you are.
I said it.
That good, right?
I've said it, but I don't have the belt, nor do I have the longevity enough to say that. But I can say
Wikipedia, Grant. We can change that.
That's true.
And
that is true.
Make sure no one else can touch it. Which hold on.
So the only people, let's just be honest,
they did do this.
That is true.
Right. So not only two of their, I guess, experts to back up their claims were complete trash and failed, then they go to the Wikipedia page on it. And you cannot, they locked that, they changed history right on Wikipedia and locked that motherfucker up.
Yep. So long story short is no. The only people that he killed were peasants or samurai who were already dead, or they had no legs, or they're failing for their life, right? He just put them out. He did not go one-on-one with any samurai. Not at all. Not with 12 months of training.
Legendary fight of 𝐽𝐿𝐫𝐽 in records. I mean, no one really knew. I mean, people, they saw anime made about him, right? They made an anime about him.
And that's fine. That's fine.
But
hey, you can, it's anime.
Really
you can do whatever you want with it.
He was until all this gatekeeping coming around. Like, oh my God, he is a legendary samurai.
I went to Brazil and I fought Hoist Gracie. Yep. Whooped his ass.
I did. Yeah.
Beat his ass. I mean, I fucking choked him out. I walked in that bitch and choked his ass out.
Wikipedia later.
Thank you. Thank you. I was in UFC 1 too. I don't know. This is before the actual video. I was in the preliminaries. They didn't quite show it. I was beating people up, but they just didn't quite. They're like, you know what? You're too good for the show. That's what they told me.
Let's keep adding to Ubisoft. So anyway, so you had all those hiccups. You had the Tory Gate hiccup. You had the taking a reenactment group's flag, and they had to, pull that back. And then not only that, dude, they got the Japanese, the Diet, their Congress or governing or legislative branch, they got involved with this stuff because how crazy this everything revolving around this game. And then they delayed it to, they delayed the first time to change some of that stuff. But now people are talking about, well, why do you have the rice fields right at level with the water and stuff like that? They're going to get flooded. They don't put rice fields right at the level of rivers. And I mean, that can be very, I guess, nitpicking, but there are so many different horrible inaccuracies. On top of that, you made a legendary samurai out of some random guy during that period. When you have,
here's the main question that nobody asked: where the fuck was the CEO the whole time?
What was that guy's name? He has some French name. 𝐿eRMont?
I don't know, but I picture him. This is how I picture him laying in bed with footy pajamas,
not doing shit,
not knowing what the fuck's going on. Like I mean, he has no clue what's going on. His because here's the thing: is for people who don't know, not only is he the CEO, he's also a majority shareholder. That's why he's not been kicked out, because you can't kick him out when you own all the shares. But the thing about it is, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is this guy doing? I imagine him eating fucking cereal in bed and just fucking not knowing what's going on. Like, how do you not know what's going on? And how do you not step in and fix it if you care about your company?
All right, Grant. I'm trying to find it.
It should have been at some point. It should have been some point. He should have said, you know what? We're not making this game. There's too much shit behind it. We're scrapping it. We'll work on because they're already working on another one. So we'll move on to that
Grant. Not only did they delay it twice, this is like the cherry on top, dude. They came out with they first came out the delay, sorry gamers and stuff like that. And then they came out the second delay into March 20th, right, of this year. And they were like, sorry, we're just trying to make the perfect game. Well, Grant, you know what day March 20th is in Japanese?
Oh my God. Why would that? You can't make this up.
Marks the 30th anniversary of the most deadliest modern terrorist attack in Japanese history. And that's the Tokyo subway sarin attack. These motherfuckers, dude, like, they have no concept. Like, who the fuck is making decisions at Ubisoft, dude?
I know. It's like they're playing Rocket, Sock, and Robot, but they're kicking each other in the balls instead. That's what they're doing there. And Nelson's right. 𝐽𝐿𝐫𝐽 has been there for 18 months. Ain't no one getting a samurai title just being there long enough for a coach. Right. Exactly. No. You are not beating you are not, first of all, to be a samurai, you have to be like a peasant, You have to be a student. You don't just say, hey guys, I'm here to be a samurai. Yeah. I'm here to train Bushido. That's not how it works. You got to be chosen. They just didn't allow you to come in there and do it. A lot of times you had to be part of the family, like part of the clan. They didn't just let you in. It's like the mafia. You have to be fucking, you can't just be like somebody like me, like, hey, I want to join the Italian mafia. Hey, how you doing?
This whole is going to go in as its own video.
Man. Could you imagine somebody like me trying to join the Gambino crime family? Hey, the guy cool over here. Like, get out of here.
And pizza get this earlier.
Yeah, they'll be like, hey, get this fusheka out of here.
All right, Grant. All right, folks, to close this also, Ubisoft had to lay off employees. I think they closed one of their branches. They are in the middle of actually a bankruptcy probably right now, and they're probably going to get bought out here soon. by what we're assuming
hope so.
is Tencent, a Chinese.
They should, and I hope they do.
Those Chinese
the only way they
companies
could
are
save
wanting
it.
to get into the West. They want this would be their stepping stone right here, dude. They
This
want it
would
so
be it.
bad.
This would do it.
They want it so bad. We sit here and say like, "Oh, I hope Ubisoft is owned by a Chinese company." Well, sorry.
I would rather see. Here's the thing: is I would rather see this IP go to somebody who can do it good than it just be continuing being shit like this.
Grant, holy shit,
Simple.
dude. We're
And
at
if the,
2.5 hours.
and if the Chinese companies can do it,
we're at
that's
2.5
fine.
hours. We got
Okay.
to keep
Well,
rolling.
we knew this was we said it was going to be long. We said it.
We got to keep rolling.